A new life awaits you in the off-world colonies. The chance to begin again in a golden land of opportunity and adventure.
In the 21st century, a weapon will be invented like no other. This weapon will be powerful, versatile, and indestructible. This weapon will be called the Terminator.
We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Joined Army 6 June 69. Accepted Special Forces. Helicopter and language qualified. Expert in light weapons and guerrilla warfare.
You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out.
That's the plan.
Fastest reflexes modern technology has to offer, onboard computer-assisted memory, and a lifetime of on-the-street law enforcement programming. It is my great pleasure to present to you RoboCop.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney.
What is this shit?
Anything you say may be used against you.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. How do we know the names? We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease.
Change the channel. No. 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 Change the channel. Hey, don't change that channel. We're watching that show.
You won't
I'm Batman.
October 21st, 2015.
You built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Things have certainly changed around here.
Good evening, everyone. From the west side of the Berlin Wall at the Brandenburg Gate, I'm Tom Brokaw. The Brandenburg Gate, of course, is in East Berlin, and the sound that you hear and what you're seeing tonight, not hammers and sickles, but hammers and chisels as young people take down this wall bit by bit.
President Reagan, on behalf of our nation, I thank you for the wonderful things that you have done for America.
This is Iraq, and here is Kuwait. Kuwait is almost floating on oil. Outside the capital, Kuwait City, oil wells cover much of the country. To the north, there are oil fields on the border with Iraq. Here in the center, the Burgan oil field is the second largest in the world. Altogether, Kuwait held 10% of the world's oil. Schwarzkopf's plan was to launch a colossal air attack on Iraq itself and on its forces on the ground, to try and force Saddam to abandon Kuwait. But if this didn't persuade Saddam to leave, Schwarzkopf knew that he would have to take a far more risky step. He'd have to order his forces to fight their way into Kuwait.
El mundo actual, que nos habla de una tecnología totalmente renovada. Estamos en la guerra de las galaxias y nosotros nos regimos por una constitución de la época de las carretas.
La televisión, los teléfonos, el peaje, las radios, la concesión ferroviaria, empresa estatal de la aeronavegación. Nada de lo que deba ser estatal permanecerá en manos del Estado.
God please you, Mr. President.
Sotto il cielo di un'estate italiana.
Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
Good memory.
We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
These are aggressive living things that have no idea what century they're in, and they'll defend themselves violently if necessary.
Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
Different.
Hey, stupid!
Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I could run like the wind blows.
Who in the hell is that?
That there's Forrest Gump, Coach. They even put me on a thing called the All-America Team.
You ever been with a girl, Forrest?
I sit next to them in my home economics class all the time.
You twins?
No, we are not relations, sir.
Get him on me! Get yourself out!
Some people don't think so,
Jenny!
but they do.
The world will never seem the same once you've seen it through the eyes of Forrest Gump.
Work, the little money coming worked out well. C'est la vie, said the old folks. It goes to show you never can tell. They had a hi-fi phone, oh boy, did they let it blast. 700 little records, all rock, rhythm, and jazz. But when the sun went down, the rapid tempo of the music fell.
No one told you that was gonna be this way.
We've got a problem here.
What did you do?
Nothing. I stirred the tanks.
Whoa. Hey.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
To infinity and beyond! Yo vivo en la otra calle, aquí rock and roll. No somos gente fina, tampoco la peor. El mundo no comprende lo que hacemos aquí, pero cuando alguien viene, difícil no seguir. Es un vicio, vicio el rock and roll, vicio.
Come on and get me! Come and get me!
Hello.
Corbin, sweetheart. You got broken fingers, you can't punch my number?
Hi, Mom.
Welcome on. Have a nice day.
Major Dallas, you're selected for a mission of the utmost importance. What mission? Save the world. Unbreakable. Good.
Nada nos libra, nada más queda.
You don't want to know what I think. What if by some miracle we stay and actually make it out of here? Someday we might look back on this and decide that Saving Private Ryan was the one decent thing we were able to pull out of this whole god-awful shitty mess.
Don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby. And I don't wanna miss a thing. 'Cause even when I
Kalašnikov bombe, visoko 3 prsta. Neka kleknu kada vide Isusa sa krsta. Jedna je bila Arkanova garda, stiže All-Stars brigada, šiptarnika strada. Zvezda na cevi, raketna brzina, tenkovi na frontu oznaka All-Stars mašina. Neće više ništa da se završi bez borbe. Naša je jedinica, elitna ko kobre. I gledaj sada mali kako keva ti je krvava. I zapamtite poruku, Kosovo je Srbija.
Dosta je bilo horora, dosta je bilo terora. Nema više praštenja, radi ono što se mora. Krv sa vaših kostima, bit će opšte korista. All-Stars Srbija, klan ultra terorista.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. You are a slave born into a prison for your mind.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy.
What do you need? Guns. Lots of guns.
Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
My name is Gladiator. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
Today I saw a slave become more powerful than the Emperor of Rome.
They said you were a giant. I shall cheer for you.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Am I not merciful?
What we do in life echoes in eternity.
So I went inside and I turned on a TV and I saw what millions of Americans saw.
Holy fuck! Oh my God! Oh my God! Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
¿Qué había pasado en la Argentina?
Quiero informarles que ante eso he decretado el estado de sitio en todo el territorio nacional.
Es un modelo que no va más. Se tiene que ir de la rúa y con esto todos los delincuentes que lo apoyan.
situación argentina era muy parecida. En algunos...
Estimado amigo, en el 2001 la situación argentina de los argentinos, con los problemas argentinos, una manga de ladrones del primero hasta el último, ¿entiende? Como dijo el señor Barrio Nuevo, si nos dejamos robar 2 años, vamos a andar bien. Aún no compare la Argentina con el Uruguay, o usted es un ignorante absoluto de la realidad argentina y de la realidad uruguaya. All right, let's do it.
Esto es el Uruguay. Lo que ves es lo que hay.
En la jungla no hay desodorante, jabón de tocador, ni antitranspirante. Bailando y saltando un aroma abunda. Hay una baranda que tumba.
The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder. We will meet that threat now with our Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines, so that we do not have to meet it later with armies of firefighters and police and doctors on the streets of our cities. Now that conflict has come, the only way to limit its duration is to apply decisive force. And I assure you, this will not be a campaign of half measures, and we will accept no outcome but victory.
Han pasado casi 200 años de aquella alerta que hacía el gran líder, el gran visionario que fue Simón Bolívar. 200 años después, aquí estamos nosotros, concentrados en esta Caracas bolivariana para seguirle diciendo no al intervencionismo norteamericano en nuestra tierra. Bastante historia hay aquí, bastante heroísmo hay aquí, y saben una cosa, bastante pueblo hay aquí.
Bush planificó, primero Chávez, petróleo, segundo Saddam, Irak, petróleo.
Então, eu pessoalmente não tenho nenhum interesse de brigar com os Estados Unidos.
Lo que hay que hacer acá y la mejor manera de dinamizar. Estados Unidos ha crecido en base a las guerras. Dijo eso, textuales palabras.
Y quizá esa es una de las razones de la actividad que uno lleva. El optimismo, la fe, la esperanza y las evidencias concretas de que sí es posible cambiar el mundo, cambiar la historia.
¡Festejen, uruguayos! ¡Festejen!
I'm honored to be with you today for your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world. The first story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months or so before I really quit. And all of my working class parents' savings were being spent on my college tuition. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and no idea how college was going to help me figure it out. So I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked far more interesting. It wasn't all romantic. I didn't have a dorm room, so I slept on the floor in friends' rooms. I returned Coke bottles for the 5-cent deposits to buy food with. And I would walk the 7 miles across town every Sunday night to get one good meal a week at the Hare Krishna temple. I loved it. And much of what I stumbled into by following my curiosity and intuition turned out to be priceless later on. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about varying the amount of space between different letter combinations, about what makes great typography great. It was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle in a way that science can't capture, and I found it fascinating. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life. But 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path. And that will make all the difference. It was the mid-1970s, and I was your age. Stay hungry, stay foolish.
We Spartans are descended from Hercules himself, taught never to retreat, never to surrender, taught that death in the battlefield is the greatest glory he could achieve in his life. Spartans, the finest soldiers the world has ever known.
This is Sparta!
Nothing happened the way it was supposed to happen. 6 billion people on Earth when the infection hit. I'm a survivor living in New York City. I will be at the South Street Seaport every day at midday when the sun is highest in the sky. Eat your vegetables. Don't just push them around. Eat them. I'm not playing.
Here we go. This city deserves a better class of criminal. I'm gonna give it to him. No! You'll see. I'll show you.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Will you be wanting the back putt, sir?
In the middle of the day, Alfred? Not very subtle.
The Lamborghini, then.
Much more subtle.
It was a creed written into the founding documents that declared the destiny of a nation. Yes, we can. It was whispered by slaves and abolitionists as they blazed the trail toward freedom. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. That we are one people, that we are one nation, and together we will begin the next great chapter in the American story with 3 words that will ring from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we Hello, Chicago. Tonight we proved once more that the true strength of our nation comes not from the might of our arms or the scale of our wealth, but from the enduring power of our ideals, democracy, liberty, opportunity.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God?
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President. All the best wishes.
Uruguay está en la semis, loco. ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo! ¡Una locura! Y que te derro, loco. Y Uruguay, con el gol de loco Abreu, está en la semifinal.
Uruguay es campeón de América, como en el 16, como en el 17, como en el 20, como en el 23, como en el 24, como en el 26, como en el 35, el 42, como en el 56 o en el 59, como en el 67 o en el 83, como en el 87, como en el 95.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? So basically today I'm going to go over the brand new Facebook profiles. Basically Facebook have updated their whole appeal on everyone's profile. This update is going to be shipped out beginning of 2011.
I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
Almost, it was like fanfare and also the opposite of fanfare. He immediately made his presence felt in a way that seemed different from popes in recent memory. He's now head of the Catholic Church, 1.2 billion strong followers.
long been a prickly thorn in the side of the U.S. government. But who is Julian Assange? Hacker, activist, a journalist, or fugitive criminal?
We've exposed the world's secrets.
He is the mastermind behind WikiLeaks, which has published the secrets of nations and is now at the heart of a global debate over the public's right to know.
The WikiLeaks organization published hundreds more internal government documents.
Assange has embarrassed the powerful and revealed top secret information about U.S. and other government activities.
Caesar, home. This is your home. Your home.
Are you aware they are going to turn on you?
They don't want a war.
No, don't shoot! Caesar, you have to go.
Go. Where? Apes! Together! Strong!
War, it's not what you want. There must be another way.
War has already begun.
When things go wrong, I seem to go bad.
Listen to me. You were the original, man. Let's make a comeback. That's what I'm talking about. You're a bird, man. You are a god.
Hey, is this for real or are you shooting a film?
A film!
You people are full of crap.
Music.
He's a Hollywood clown in a lycra bird suit.
Yes, he is. But he's going out on that stage and risking everything.
It's about being respected and validated. Remember, that's what you told me.
I got a chance to do something right. I gotta take it.
Give the people what they want. Let's go back one more time and show them what we're capable of.
I'm smoking weed with the president of Uruguay at his farm outside of Montevideo. Last year, Colorado became the first state in the U.S. to legalize recreational marijuana. But here in Uruguay, the government is getting ready to legalize and regulate weed across the country from seed to smoke. So we came here to figure out how they're going to pull this off. Is it going to be a smoker's paradise or an overly regulated cash crop for the government? In December 2013, Uruguay's Congress passed a law that regulated the cultivation, sale, and consumption of marijuana. It was a watershed moment in the history of pot prohibition. The first entire country decided to eradicate the brutal legacy of the war on drugs and open up the potential of a new, legitimate economy. If you're over 18, there will be 3 ways to get your weed. 1, grow it yourself, and if you do, you'll be limited to 6 plants. 2, buy it at a pharmacy. You can only buy 40 grams a month, and the price will be fixed at $1 a gram. And 3, you and a couple friends can form a club to grow up to 99 plants for your own personal use. Medical research and development will be spearheaded by the government. But the question remains, who will actually grow all the weed sold in pharmacies? And most importantly, how will the black market of weed actually be stamped out? The legalization of marijuana in Uruguay will be the legacy of the country's chief executive, President Pepe Jose Mujica. He's become a worldwide liberal darling because of weed legalization, and his life story is even more astounding. He was a former guerrilla fighter who was shot 6 times by police in the 70s and spent 14 years in prison. He donates 90% of his income to charity and has decided to live at his modest farm rather than at the lavish official presidential palace. Dude is legit. What are the responsibilities that come with being the first country in the world, the entire world, to have the whole marijuana industry legalized and regulated?
Nosotros le llamamos regulación de un mercado que ya existe. Regulación, más que legalización. El consumo de marihuana ya existe. Hay unos 200.000 uruguayos, más o menos, que consumen. Y hay todo un mercado clandestino. Nosotros queremos ponerlo en la legalidad, identificarlo, darle un producto controlado, bueno, no robarlo.
Es un partido que incluye,
es un partido que no levanta muros. Fuimos más allá. Pensar, soñar, leer, investigar. Vamos a innovar. Estamos empecinados contra el no se puede. No venimos a evitarle al Frente Amplio las mayorías. Nosotros venimos a gobernar ahora y a gobernar bien. El mundo no espera y la gente tampoco.
Fue la primera reunión de Cuba y Estados Unidos desde la reapertura de las embajadas en Washington y La Habana. Lo único que trascendió de la reunión a puertas cerradas fue este apretón de manos y las declaraciones del canciller Bruno Rodríguez sobre los temas que se trataron.
Aviso pa' tu nación, llegó la invasión. Le baja la movie o te lleva el Armagedón. Los felicito, han ganado fama, carrito y sus tenis cara. Por eso le exploté pa' mi primer millón. Millones sobre millones, ¿y qué pasó? Mi barrio son las mansiones, ¿y qué pasó? Bajo la ventana sin decir nada, muestro mi cara y tu gata se monta sola, papi, ¿qué pasó? Que arranquen, que necesite quien me estanque. Como un soldado va para echar de frente al tanque. Bicho te diste Grammy, que tienen Pammy. Soy la vía que le suple al mundo los kilos Grammy. Tú eres ciego, es que no ves como Gary lo pone a valer. Todos suben de nivel cuando el sello lo pone cartel. Demostré que ni el gobierno pudo ponerme censura. La palabra reggaeton le hice parte de la cultura. Soy la moda en París, oh, con el flow de New York, oh. El delivery perfecto me llaman Daddy Zip. Hay unos cuantos rezando pa' que mi carrera expire. Que será del género el día que digo y se retire,
El liberal Mauricio Macri de Cambiemos era el nuevo presidente de Argentina, después de imponerse por una ajustada diferencial peronista Daniel Scioli frente para la victoria por un 51,4% de los votos al 48,6% al 99% del voto escrutado. Macri ganó por la mínima, menos de 3 puntos, por más de 700.000 votos en un país con 32 millones de personas llamadas a las urnas. Es mucho menos de lo que se esperaban, pero ganó y no ha pasado nada a pesar de que el país se partió por la mitad. Argentina vivió este giro radical al centro derecha tras 12 años de kirchnerismo con una inesperada calma. Después de una campaña tensa, las elecciones fueron muy tranquilas, mucho más de lo que el ajustado resultado haría esperar.
Así que los Estados Unidos es un imperio, como dijera Eisenhower.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.